Welcome to the show. Our guest tonight is someone I have been wanting to sit down with for the longest time. He is one of the busiest stars out there. Between his online fan shows, his studio work with Lucas Entertainment, along with his modeling and spokesperson activities with JJ Malibu, many vids, and many others, he is a busy, busy man. On top of that, he also performs with an acrobatic troupe. Have a good idea who I'm talking about? It gives me great pleasure to say hello to the sexy, handsome gentleman, Mr. Manuel Skye. Welcome to the show.
Hi guys, this is Manuel, Skye. Welcome to Behind the Scenes with Ange. And this is the beautiful Mia here.
Well, welcome to the show, Manuel. This is
Thank
so
you.
awesome. So I'm going to just start. We're going to start with some just questions about Manuel. Let's get to know you a little better. I mean, your fans have seen so many different sides of you, but let's give them some sides they may not know about. This way, we
I've
can.
seen you upside down a lot too.
You are upside down a lot. You're sideways a lot. You're split in two a lot. You're vertical a lot. You're in so many different positions. I've kind of lost track. I mean, I haven't seen you in one that you haven't overcome over hill, over dale.
That's the key, trying to get creative and finding new ways to position ourselves. But, mhm.
Yeah. So let's start with some background.
Mhm.
Where are you originally from?
I was born in a little town called Skye, and it's like 6 hour drives away from Montreal in Quebec, in Canada.
Nice,
Yeah, yeah.
nice.
It's a little town on the Saint Laurent River. Beautiful, very beautiful.
Sounds
But I grew
beautiful.
up in Quebec too, and I live in Montreal for more than 20 years now. So this is really my home. Yeah, love it.
So, what were you like in school?
It's cool. Oh my God, I was I was that kid that like was like always talking over the teacher. Always talking.
No.
But I was really loved by the teacher. It was just that because I was always talking to my friends, and then the teacher would look at me like, "What did I just say?" And I was like, I would just repeat everything they said, although I was speaking to someone else at the same time. So they were like, "Okay, he's fine. He's okay."
That's
And
some talent. That's some talent.
yeah, memory. And then I was that little kid, especially like trying to make things. Even at this age, I was trying to make things shift and evolve and fighting for justice. And I would raise my hand. I was like, "Teacher, uh, this doesn't make sense," blah blah blah. And then she'd be like, "Oh my God, you're so right," So like trying to make things evolve. So that was, yeah. I just don't believe anything is just gonna chow me just like this. So I was challenging for some teachers, yeah.
It's okay. Challenge is good for people. It keeps them on their toes.
Exactly.
So you just turned how old?
40.
40.
Yeah.
Congratulations, sweetheart. 40 looks amazing on you, by the way. Definitely.
As it should.
You do. You look great. You look great. I you grew up though in a time where the changeover was pretty drastic. You went through a lot through the last 30 plus years, less than that. Probably not as much as the US, but I know that Canada still had some early on concerns. Um, I'm assuming that's a lot of why you're so outspoken on all the things that you stand for.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, I grew up before the age of internet and cell phones, right? Um, so when I was a kid, gay was still a big, it was a taboo still, and the only thing you had to jack off to was the Stairs catalog. Uh, You're like, "Oh my God, there's men and underwear with the pictures on Netflix.
Yeah.
The first time I saw guys kissing on TV was through Madonna's Truth or Dare movie, and wow, yeah. So like so I come from a place like my parents were very accepting because honestly, my mother, and this is true, she knew I was gay when she was pregnant. And my family did psychics everywhere, so
Mm-hmm.
she knew I was gay. So my parents raised me in the knowledge that I was gay, which was amazing. So they were really ahead of their times, thank God. But still, like at school, I got bullied until I was around 12 years old, and then I started to understand, who I was, and I started to own it. And because of Madonna, she started to release like erotic stuff, and I really loved it. And she talked about S&M and all these things, and I really enjoy that. And I started to be outspoken about sexuality, and in how the sixth, seventh, eighth grade, and 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 all the bullying stopped because I was so different, but outspoken and confident that people were trusting. I went from the weird kid to the cool kid instead. It's
Mm.
like, oh, he's cool because I talk about sex and stuff, so I was the one walking down the alley at Halloween dressed up in an S&M costume on my forelimbs with getting with yeah, that was me.
Oh my God, I would love to see pictures of that.
There was no ensemble back then, so I don't think I have pictures of that.
Your mom didn't take a photo of you in your costume? Mine always did. We always looked like crap, but she took pictures every year. I'm sure she's got one tucked away somewhere.
Probably.
I'm sure she does.
Yeah, so I have to shake things a little bit, so I became, my inspiration, my role models became my inspiration to be who I am today, and even back then to make things evolve. Yeah, and just not about being gay, but acceptance of the divine nature of humankind, and believing in everybody, in their strength, and their strength lies in their differences rather than trying to blame difference, because people are scared of difference most of the
Mm-hmm.
time. But for me, I was like, this is the strength. So yeah, so that's where thank God today has changed. But it's a good thing to always remind the younger generation that there's even before me, lots of generations of people who fought for a better world, and this is why like it's so good to be gay today. Yeah, and just be free sexually, and there's so much more work to be done. I really believe that even in the porn world, like all this, what we're doing now, what you're doing now as well, is that we're gonna bring the sexuality more mainstream and more like not taboo anymore. Because everyone has sex. That's how we were born into this world. Why? But still, Instagram will like delete all our profiles.
I don't understand why we've created this stigma around sex. I just don't. We all do it.
Right?
We all came from it. We all strive for it. People have died over it. People have started wars over it. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen that we have such a hang up over sex. But it's the most natural thing in the whole world. It's a way to express all different emotions. There's so many things attached to it. I don't understand why we can't get past. Um, I One of the reasons I did start this was exactly for that reason, because you guys are all so sex positive and sex forward thinking, and I admire that, and I admire you guys. So being able to sit down and put um, more of who you are and out there and say, look, this person may do this for a living, but he's a living, breathing, emotional being that you know it's just great.
Yeah, I mean, we do this, and the people who are successful doing it are the people who are very genuine, even in front of camera. And this is a very freeing experience for us. But it's And yeah, so that's a big part of the reason why I love to do porn. And in like as a fan in, for example, like I get messages almost every week of people that felt that watching what we're doing or like our messages, it helps them to go through the darkest moments of their lives. And that this is true because they want to embody our energy, and then and some of them may help them to for them to get out of the closet just by the things we say, like you and I now as well. Just to for them to be to own who they are and be confident. Yeah. So we have a lot to do, and it's fun.
It is fun. So why did you get into porn? What was the driving factor behind you wanting to do this?
I was born a very, very, very horny kid. I was true. I always feel like it's not like you see the Me Too movement
Uh-huh.
today. Like it would have been the reverse movement for me. I I would be the young kid chasing the daddies or molesting the older man, and it's true and whatever.
That's okay. Own it, honey. You might as well own it. It got you where you are today.
Yeah,
So,
it's so funny. Like, so then the first time I actually noticed it is that I was very sexual. Is that I was 8 years old, and my swimming instructor was in front of me, and I would just stare at his speedo all the time. And I wanted to be in the showers with him so bad and put the stove all over him. And again, this is before internet, so there was no possibilities to have seen this before. And then front, my neighbor in the front looked like a Jean-Claude Van Damme. He was in the army, and I was dreaming of him every night. I want to have had sex with him so bad. Yeah. So this was always in me, and I was always very very sexual, and it took me a good 8 years to finally say yes to porn because I didn't think it would, because I'm a very spiritual person too, and I grew up in this context as well. I thought um, that people would reject either or aspects of me, and this is true because like 10 years ago when I started to post, because I did modeling, I do modeling for 20 years now, so I would post a picture of me just in underwear, put a beautiful picture, and a very beautiful spiritual message next to it, which was genuine,
mhm.
and I would get criticized for, like, oh, this is fake spirituality, uh, and you're just superficial and this and that. And I was like, why is it superficial to, if I nurture my mind and my soul, I should nurture my body as well. It goes together. It should be balanced. Can you give me correctness, please? And yeah, so I got criticized for that. The world was just not ready, and after different life events, I decided to change my whole life and only do the things I truly love. So I was like, fuck it, I'm spiritual. I'm gonna do porn anyway. And you know what? This is what really opened the doors, and this is why I'm so successful today with porn, is because there's this touch, this vibration, this like this is because the success in porn comes with being unique, right?
Mhm.
And being genuine. So because of my past life experiences, I can really deliver that, and that's what people are looking for. And so it is amazing now. So I'm super happy I said yeah.
I'm glad you said yes too. So tell me about the acrobatics. I mean,
Well,
you are very good at it. Very good
thank
at
you.
it.
Well, this is another thing that was in me as a kid that I decided to start very late. So as a kid, I wanted to do gymnastics, but it was too much expensive for my parents, so I could never do it. And then at 32, I started yoga
Mhm.
and started to teach it and everything. I went in Bali for that, and then I went to a level where it was not enough for me. And like the other things, life just brought it on discovered silks through a friend, and and then I got a teacher, private teacher for aerial silk, and I just loved it so much. And yeah, so I loved it so much. And after my accident, because this is the life-changing event, this is that I had a Achilles tendon graft, and after the recovery, I decided to focus on acrobatics. So at 35, that's when I went full on acrobatics, and I gave it all my heart. And I went from zero flexible to super flexible and doing really crazy movements. And my teacher became my partner, and now we perform together, which is truly, truly amazing. Yeah, yeah, and now I'm 40, and this is another thing where it proves that like it doesn't matter how old you are, you can always start, and there's not a man to what you do with your body. Because like I could do things like I could never thought of doing, and it keeps increasing. Like today, just today, my new thing is like blindfolded hands-free split. Right, I just drop into a split blindfolded. Crazy thing like that. So it's like it's never too late to achieve new things. And it's just love it, the adrenaline. And
I
on that topic, honey, and on that topic, this is a really important point.
Hmm.
People, they forget for their sex drive. They think it's just, oh, testosterone, this, that, and that. I'm like, acrobatics or anything you do with adrenaline. The adrenaline, this is what gives you the stamina, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And like, 'cause after I perform, I just want to fuck so bad after. So I make sure I have them at the bottom book for the next day.
So now I know when I see a video of you performing acrobatics that you've probably done the dirty the next day.
And they all like, oh my god, you have a show? Oh my god, yes, I'm coming. And then their legs are shaking at the end. Because like this is the only way I found to release the adrenaline. So people should know that for your sex drive, honey, do something crazy, something that puts you off your comfort zone. Yeah, definitely.
Very nice. Very nice. Insider information on acrobatics. Actually, I believe that's true. People get that way with any type of working out, even football players, anybody that plays sports. It's a well known fact that, it does raise those levels. And most people do get post erections from playing sports, doing physical labor. It's documented, so it makes sense. In your case, you've just decided that you're just going to make play dates with it. I don't. Hey, I'm all for that. I think that's awesome. More power to you, sweetie.
That's the team, yeah. Yeah, because that little boy just before that, like 80-minute fucking, oh my god.
You wore him out, is what you're saying. Was he bow-legged when he left?
He just left right before I got on this.
Did he look like he had been riding a horse for a while? I'll take that as a yes.
Yeah.
So here's a question for you. What advice would you give to somebody who's considering getting into the business?
It starts. Okay, so first let's be clear, because like we get so many guys reaching out to us, and this is true. So first thing, because you have to be fully committed, right? Because like there's no turning back. Because this is all over the web after, so you have to be really truthful, and really willing to do it. Um, if you do it, I said, my personal suggestion is if you do it to reach to the top or nothing at all. But again, some people will want to just do it for a short period of time. But if you want to go full force, you have to be genuinely horny, like, and wanting to uniqueness. What makes you unique? What makes the fact that the people are gonna be willing to to go for your partner whether than someone else, and play to your assets. So there's four things. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
there's face, body, ass, and cock.
Okay.
Okay, this is the four big points in porn. Like, so if you have all four, you're going to be very successful. If you have three or four, you're going to be successful as well. But so just like look at what you got, put it on, put your best asset to your best to build your brand with. So if you, it's okay if you have a smaller cock for some people, but if they have an amazing ass, a beautiful body, and a beautiful face, that's totally okay. So again, play to your strength and be genuine and find your uniqueness, and that's the key. And be kind to your fans. And this is like they want to know who you are truly. So yeah, that's one of the things. Be kind to everybody in the industry and the producers. Show up on time. Be professional. You don't do this for money. Do this for passion. Definitely.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So you are a very talented man on many levels. And we're not just talking about the sexual, although you're flat out amazing on that. But you are talented at many, many things. What would you say is your best unknown skill?
So I grew up being an artist. I'm really an artist, and I try to touch a little bit of everything through my life.
Mm-hmm.
When I grew up, I wanted to be an architect, so I drew houses and castles until I was 18 years old. So there's a lot of drawing skills. And then I went into sewing, designing. I sewed my own clothes for about a year. Um, and then I started poetry, and that led me to writing. So I wrote a few books that were not published, and that
Yet.
led me the poetry led me to
Yet.
music. Yeah, I know, right? Poetry led me to music. So I created a few tracks and stuff, and this is unreleased as well. But eventually, like I want all this to come back together. Now that I have an audience, a platform, and now that now I also do the acrobatics and stuff. So eventually, you'll see some of that all mixed together in live performances, definitely.
So you
So,
sing?
hmm?
You sing or you perform on an instrument?
I love singing, actually. I love singing, yeah, definitely.
Well, now that I
Because I
know
love to
that,
do my own, yeah.
we may have to do a duet together someday.
Oh, you do sing?
I do.
Oh my God.
I'm rather prolific at it.
Really? What's
Yes.
your tone?
I have a Yahoo, I mean a YouTube account. So I have a few songs on there, but I actually didn't move over there till recently. So, but anyway, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
That's amazing.
My agent will call your agent. How's that? We'll work something out. We'll trade deets. So, in your films, let's talk about your films. You're with Lucas now, Entertainment, and have been for.
Most of the time, yes. I film for everybody. I'm still a freelancer, but I film a lot for Lucas.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So what are your favorite kind of scenes? What are the ones that draw your interest?
Well, especially that's the beauty of shooting for Lucas. The director, Steve, is amazing. My favorite part of it is all these artsy, very erotic scenes. So I have the honor that we work so well together that he reserves his best sets for me, and and his best ideas, and he comes to me like, Manuel, what do you think of this and this? We could do something like that, and then I'm like, he just gives me the the first draft of his idea,
Mm-hmm.
and together we create something very very erotic rather than just porn. And I bring it to life for him. So there's no scenario or like pre-written dialogues and stuff like this. It's just we just go with the flow, but like very very creative. And for me, this is the world. Yeah, because I get to create, because you said it. I'm an artist, so for me, creating is so important. So yeah,
It's great you get the input into it because then you're creating your own scene. Oh, that's wonderful. So you're
yeah,
basically you're co-directing, co-producing, basically.
well, kinda, yeah, co-creating, yeah, definitely, yeah, yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
And it's fun. So we move together, like where like it's almost shot like one, like the camera is always moving with me instead of cut and go, because we have such a way of working together where he will know exactly what I'm going to do in 10 seconds, so it's amazing for that.
That's great. You have that cohesion. That's important. It creates
Yeah.
that environment, which is wonderful.
Oh, absolutely.
So, what was your best scene? What was your favorite scene? What was the one that stands out in your mind as, you went in knowing this is going to be great and you left going, oh my God, that was amazing.
Well, two of those things that I really had my input into it are much more my favorite. Where the first one is on the DVD called Manuel, Skye, Alpha Daddy, and it's with Jeffrey Lord and Sean Xavier, and I'm teaching Jeffrey how to do foreplay and to suck and basically how to fuck. Um, and it's done at nighttime with the pool lit up, and it was very sensual, nothing rough, but just like smooth and sweet voice talking. And I just teach him and then demonstrate, and he does it, and then live on camera, he was like, I don't know if I could do this, but I told him how to deep throat a 9-inch cock, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I showed him, and he freaking did it live on camera. So the reaction you see in the movie is real, because it's like, oh my god, I can't believe I just deep throat.
So the aha moment is caught on camera.
Yeah,
Nice.
it was 9 inches. I think it was 10 inches actually. Oh my god, yeah, it was 10. Johnny's 10 inches. It was like this big. Yeah. So that's one of my favorites. And the other one is with Andy Starr and Jackson Maddox, where we blindfold Andy, and there's all this. We play with the senses. He whispers in Jackson's ear like nonstop, and he plays with all the senses, with the taste, with the smell, and
Mm-hmm.
the touch, and everything. It's just a beautiful scene, and then I join in. Yeah, I remember when we shot that, I was just telling on the phone what I wanted them to do, because I was giving directions, and all the other models were in the kitchen, and like, and they were all like with their jaw open, like, oh my god, this is so fucking sexy. Like they were all turned on by it so much. Yeah, this turned out really great.
That's really great.
So funny.
Well, when you can impact everybody in the room, that's got to be pretty cool.
Yeah, I was like, I just looked at them and I was like, oh my god, like this really worked, and it just put me more in the mood.
There's a little bit of voyeuristicness in there, isn't there, dear? Just a little, just a tiny bit.
A bit of what?
Being watched.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's part of it. It's really fun.
yeah,
It's really fun.
that's right. So, what was the strangest things you were ever asked to do on set?
The strangest thing. Um, well, it's funny because before we do a scene, there's always like an acknowledgement of your limits. So there was nothing really crazy. Like sometimes they will ask you to do water sports, and this is not so much my thing, so this didn't happen. Um, but the other things, like the craziest thing for me is the sexual possession, because I'm so flexible, they want to utilize it. Let me try this and that, and I'm like, well, in a split, you're limited of the range of motion, so there's certain positions and stuff we've tried that could not actually get work, like fucking into it and stuff. Yeah. But I remember my first movie for Raging Stallion,
Hmm.
I was getting fucked by my ex
Uh-huh.
on the pool table, and I was there in a split for an hour getting fucked. And then I had to do my cum shot while I was standing, and my legs were shaking the fuck. Because like I was like, oh my god, I just was in a split for an hour, so standing on my legs was just crazy. Yeah, that's probably the craziest. Oh, but I also like there's a scene for men.com I did like the with Andy Star here,
Mm-hmm.
and this is was my idea. So like I was in ropes, and I told him like for the cum shot, like let's try to do a split hanging by my ankle as I come. And I was like, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, we'll just do something else. So I went up there and I fucking did it, and I splashed like it was all over the air like a rainbow. It's like, oh my god, I tried like a challenge, like what's the next crazy thing you can do? Are you comfortable enough to come in a split in the air? So yes.
So would you consider that the craziest place you've ever done it?
Yeah, yeah, that was the craziest thing I came, that's for sure.
Okay. What's the most public place you've ever done it?
Most public. Uh, well, sometimes those villas are like, yeah, we shoot outside, but it's very secluded out in the woods. Uh, but public.
It doesn't
Oh,
have to be
like
for the
in my
studios.
personal life.
Just in general, live studio.
Yeah, I did it in my personal life. I did it in a uh, back alley, and then the craziest I would say is back in the days where clubs were really fun and not like today where people are more crude in clubs now. Like I was in the middle of the dance floor and I jacked up the guy right there in the middle of the dance floor. Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
You
And
you
came
put a you
always
put a
came
whole new spin to disco, didn't you?
this good came along.
Uh-huh. Oh my. That's a good one. That one's good. And did anybody know you were doing it? Did you totally pull it off, or did you get caught?
Well, I think people because it's in the middle of the dance floor, so people around us, were kind of aware of what's going on, but people didn't care.
I Okay.
It was those years. It was those years with like, you can do whatever. Okay,
A
we
little
don't
bit
care.
more freer in some respects and not so free in others. I get that. Get that.
Yeah, the clothing has changed a little bit. Now like if you remove your shirt, people look at you like you're pretty, like you're a slut. I'm like, stop it. At 3 a.m. Gonna send me pictures of your ass spread open.
But they won't take their shirt off in the club. I get it. I get it.
Yeah, but now it's because of Grinder. Like they don't feel comfortable to flirt live anymore. So
Would you say that that's a lost art, being able to flirt in front of someone?
that's the last word.
A lost art, being able to flirt face to face?
It's gone for the younger generation. They have to do this in front of a screen only, and but it was really an art because like not even a question of are you a top or bottom. It's like your place or my place. And now, yeah, it's like, like the last few years, like I was out, and if I see a cute boy, I look at him, and then they're like, oh my god, this is your thing, you know. So
Well, I've seen you in action, and you're pretty good at it, honey. You're really good at it. I was
well, what is
impressed.
your plan for Fortnite? Like,
It was nice being your wing woman for the night. I have to say that was really a great time of the whole evening was watching you do your thing. So
really?
yes, I had a blast during that.
Cool.
So
Yeah. Oh
yeah,
yeah, it's true. Yeah, but I'm very flirty. I was always flirty. That will never change.
flirty's good. Flirty's
Oh,
healthy. Flirty is everybody should flirt. Everybody should flirt. It doesn't have to be just sexual. I think flirting should just be for the fun of it and, engaging with people and
yeah. Flirting just like on the sidewalk, you pass by someone, you know it's not gonna go anywhere. You just look in their eyes, and there's that connection. That 1 second, I'm like, oh, I would eat you, and then that. And this is, I'm like, this is beautiful right there. And you look at them down, head to toe, and you're like, oh, so that's that. This is cute too.
hmm
You know?
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. So tell me, what makes you smile?
Oh God, so many things. I'm a lover of like that kind of things. So even at night before I go to bed, I always watch funny videos. And stand-up comedy. Um, so it's really easy to get a smile on my face. Because this is also like a personal choice, I think, for all of us. And for me, I surround myself with just positivity. Everything that was negative, I pushed it away from my life. And so the people that I surround me makes me smile a lot because we joke around, and we have true connections. Even my cat, oh my gosh, she makes me smile so much. And yeah, it's very easy, very easy to make me smile. It's funny because like on social media, I'm very serious as well, but
Really?
uh,
I see.
it's
I haven't
beautiful.
quite seen that super serious side yet, but I'm sure that it exists.
I, yeah, just when I post.
I see. I see. So what makes you sad?
Uh, hmm, like, sad, well, sadness for me, like I had to learn to deal with my emotions. So like, if I could become sad or angry or this or that, it's just a state that doesn't last very long for me
hmm
because I've learned to overcome it really quick. So you just accept the emotion and then you move on. So I don't want to drag those lower vibrations within me. So um, yeah, if I watch some 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 emotional stuff, I will definitely makes me cry, whatever, it's fine. Uh, or like, when something is over, um, but then if something finishes or someone dies, I know there's something after. I had a
hmm
very good friend who just passed away a few weeks ago. So you know, and even when my grandfather died and stuff like that, it makes me sad, but in a certain way, I'm still happy still because I can still connect with them in a much deeper level sometimes. I feel presence and and I can interact with them very easily. So like when my grandfather died, it was like well, for me he's more alive than ever because he can be with me at any time I request him. So yeah, it is sad, but I always see the other side of it. Yeah.
That's great.
Mm.
That's great. I do um I appreciate your spirituality. You're very upfront with it. You are very out with it, which is wonderful to see. Not many people grasp and embrace their spirituality.
They're scared of judgment.
Yeah.
They don't know how to express it. And for me, it's really important to be outspoken about it because especially for the younger generations, they feel these things and they don't have anywhere to look or to turn to have their answers. Because they think they're crazy or whatever, or is this really true? Is this possible? And I'm like, yeah. It's just for me, like I've I have so many years living it that I don't fear judgment anymore, and I don't need proof, or I don't need to prove anything to anyone. Like when my friend David passed away, it's really funny. Like I just checked in to my new Airbnb in Mexico, and then I see a present there,
Mm-hmm.
and I know it's a Mexican, and I'm like, oh, who's there? And I'm like, oh, well, I'm like, I don't have time right now. I'm really tired. We'll chat later. I'll channel you later to see who you are. I want to know about you, but I know you're there for a reason. And the next week, I post a picture which was taken at his place, and the photographer was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry for your loss." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "David passed away last week." I was like, "What?" And he passed away exactly that day, on that night where I saw him in my apartment. But I didn't know it was him, but I saw the present. And
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, the present I saw is David. He had just passed away that same night, you know? And this always happens to me like forever. So, I'm like, that's why I'm really outspoken about it because, like, as, if it happens over and over, you have nothing to try to, you know, no one can deny what I'm living. So it's great.
You're open to it, which makes it easier for them to come see you. You're open. You're open spiritually, and you accept it. So it makes a big difference in how people approach that with you. So that's honest. That's
Yeah,
really awesome.
yeah, naturally, and this has always been like funny, even like in a new workplace, like some new, it's I don't know the employees at all, and on their very first day, they would come to me, oh, I saw this and this and that, and like I dreamt about this. Can you help me? I'm like, I don't know you, so you came to the right person. It's like, yes, I can help you. It's like all the time. People just open to me. So it's beautiful. So that's why like this is something I'm gonna pursue. I always wanted to do it, and it's something I'm gonna pursue right now. Actually, yeah, definitely.
Wonderful. So, if you had a superpower, what would it be? If you were given
Well,
any superpower in the whole world.
I believe in superpowers. I call them divine powers. They're true. They're real.
Okay.
Uh, it's ours as humans to master them and to own them and to work them. It's not just gonna happen like this, you know. Um, but there's plenty that are amazing. I do a little bit of healing already. I've been doing it for years actually. Healing. When someone connects with you, you can read their mind, but this is the purpose to help them to understand who they are.
Mm-hmm.
And I read palms already, and this is another way of like reading their personalities and their challenges um, and their talents and what they have to pursue the life path. Yeah, so that's part of it. Um, my favorite superpower, call it whatever you like, is connection to the elements. That's what I call.
Okay.
So like my emblem is Poseidon. So this is connecting with water is my big thing, like feeling the energy of water. And there's research about it already with Dr. Emoto, where he puts uh, a thought into the water and then freeze the drop of water, and then it creates beautiful shapes according to the vibration of the word that he puts in there. It's gonna form a beautiful crystal or a nasty one, depending if it's positive or negative. So I believe that as humans because we're all made of water, so that's why our intentions towards each other really matters. And this is is one of the powers that we really have is to influence each other because we're all water and the water responds to the intention. So in the future, I don't know what's going to come up with it, but you could see me like Aquaman on that. I don't know.
I could actually see you in Aquaman. Oh yeah, totally. So,
Yeah.
do you believe in spirit animals?
In what?
Spirit animals?
Yeah, of course. It's uh, uh, it's a beautiful emblem. Um, just looking at me and the connection I have with her also like really reflect that. And I know that when I was 12 years old, I would see like a big feline in my room following me all the time, and I was really, really scared. So it was like a feline of fire, well, maybe like a sphinx or something. Yeah. So
Hmm,
yeah.
that's pretty interesting, considering you're also element with the water. So, if you have
Yeah.
multiples, I mean, we do have all the signs in us. We just have different ratios of it, I think. That's just my
Yeah.
interpretation of it.
Absolutely. But I'm a big feline inside too, so I have all of these. Yeah. Definitely.
So, that's nice. So, you mentioned that you had done some writing,
Mm-hmm.
obviously. So, if you were to do an autobiography about yourself, what would it be called?
Mm, autobiography. Uh, Probably like the Seven Skies.
The Seven
Uh,
Skies.
Seven Skies expressing, I would probably, and this probably will be one day, like, um, uh, just the seven different uh, stages of my life.
Okay,
Yeah, something like that.
very cool.
Yeah, and I would start definitely with my former life back in the day. And this is part of the show I want to do eventually as well, with mixed with acrobatics and poetry and all this stuff. Yeah.
Sounds really amazing.
Mhm.
Kind of like an
It,
autobiography to acrobatics. That
yeah,
would be kind of nice. I would
yeah,
love
but
to see that.
with teachings in it, the books are all about, it's some stories, but there's something to learn from it,
Hmm.
It's about spirituality as well. So like you follow me through my spiritual process and my spiritual journey, and you can learn from it this way because this is how I learned as well. Where like it's people who inspired me and to become, to want to evolve into that. So this and then by sharing this experience, people can actually also learn because that's how they can relate as well.
Hmm.
So this is a very understandable language for everybody, which is very down to earth as well. It's not like ooh la la. Like it's not that old school spirituality as you see like weirdos and stuff. It's for everybody and down to earth. Yeah, it's mechanical. Yeah, and this
There's a
is
lot of weirdos in regular religion, so
yeah, yeah, and I don't want to be that guy. Obviously, I cannot be because I'm a Muslim. So,
that works. What do you want to be remembered for?
ooh, mm, oh God, that's a good question. What? It's a really important lifetime question. I believe that's true. Uh, I like beyond porn because that's just the one thing. But yeah, I want to be again that one of the guys that helped to shift humanity, and to help people to elevate their spirit and their vibration in a massive way, not just like not just like on a small scale, definitely. Yeah.
Well, you are more than just the porn. And so it's a valid question to say, what would
Yeah.
you, what do
And
you,
and through sexuality, there's a lot of healing happening through sexuality, and there's a lot of energy passing through sexuality as well. So, and this is like an ultimate beautiful life experience as well to grow from. So definitely this, like this really intertwines together, absolutely, because it's an ultimate spiritual experience, I would say. So yeah, I want to help people to achieve that as well, to awaken the Kundalini energy. Yeah.
so what would you say is your favorite part about your career as it is right now? What do you think it's giving you the abilities to do?
Traveling and the boys. Oh my god! Like as a kid, I always wanted to see the most beautiful places in the world, and my vision was like being like Eden for me was like a beautiful place in nature, surrounded with muscular guy naked. So, oh god, and I
So
was
your
young.
dream has come true then.
Yeah, so that's what I do. So I get to talk to the most beautiful boys around the world.
That's not a bad way to spend your time.
Yeah,
I do it.
I like.
I do it. Just saying. So, what is a message you would love to give to your fans that maybe they need to hear or that you would love to share or just express or
um, fans, my message is still like if I want to repeat the same thing I always say, like that what really matters, you know, even it's to believe in themselves and their full potential. And this is the same message I grew up from my parents, my grandfather as well. Anything you want to achieve, you can. And the answers are all in your heart. Don't try to look uh, for anything elsewhere than within yourself. All the answers, everything that you need is there if you trust your inner self all the time. So all the tools are there. Trust your intuition. Just be open and receptive. Um, and this is how you can achieve anything you want. Yeah, just believe in it. Yeah.
so what would you say to someone that obviously isn't been watching you but maybe struggling with um, accepting themselves, coming out, um,
Oh, yeah.
potentially dealing with some less than supportive environment?
So, yeah. So when before you do a coming out or anything like that, you need to gather all your energies, because you're gonna face great challenges. The thing is that life prepares you to face your own challenges this way. So like, if a challenge comes in your path, it's because you are tooled and you have the inner power to overcome that, definitely. Otherwise, the challenge wouldn't be there. So there's going to be hard times after, but you know, from the darkness, without darkness, there is no light. So yeah, sometimes you hit rock bottom or you think you're alone, but then your path will open up and brighten up, and there's so many great outcomes after you do your coming out, and you can actually be yourself finally. So this is an amazing phase to go through actually, and then you'll be grateful. And remember that the people around you. So the reason why it's so hard most of the time to go coming out is because you don't feel that the people around you will be supportive of that, and you have to remember that the fear that you feel inside is not yours. The fear that you it comes from them. So you're catching on their fear that they are projecting on you. So, even your parents sometimes they fear that you won't be happy, that you'll be bullied and judged, and all these things, and your life will be harder. But that's their fear. That's not yours. So you have to recomfort them that no, this responsibility if you want to do it your gay. Um, yeah. So and if you live in a country that it doesn't allow you to be gay, so there is a reason for that. Um, and you'll need to be part of the movement, the rebellion to make the change because there's still a lot of work to be done. So be part of that. Be part of the people who make a change, make a difference. So, so you need a lot of strength. Yeah. And I'm here if you need help, guys.
That was wonderful. Thank you. You know, I want to thank you for doing this show with me. I learned some new stuff about you. I think that's awesome. I think it's great. I'm glad you joined us today.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
You're my little angel.
Don't let anybody know that, would you? I have a reputation to protect.
Oh, angel with a horn.
Remember what I said. Anyway, I appreciate you doing this. Thank you.
Thank you for joining the show today. Remember, smile and laugh every day. Hug someone you love, be it two-legged or four-legged. And remember, you are special. Thanks again for joining the show. See you next time.